Hello everyone, welcome to Veronika Hug. Today I will show you how to make a really nice Dreamcatcher pattern in Tunisian crocheting. So for this you will need Woolly Hugs bobble cotton or even merino spool as you wish. So this bobble cotton is 800 meters long and it is 50% cotton and 50% acrylic. It weighs 200 grams. And since we are doing Tunisian crocheting this time, I will be using my needle specifically made for that. And the thickness is this time 5 millimeters. This can of course change depending on your project. Then you will need a stopper. I have a heart-shaped one. And one line. I'll start with the shorter one and switch to a longer one that's 80 centimeters long, since in the end we will have a lot of stitches in this project. So you can always keep using the longer line if you need to, depending on how big your scarf or project is gonna be. So one side gets the stopper and the other side of the line you're gonna use gets of course the needle. So I'll show you how you can do the Dreamcatcher pattern in Tunisian crocheting. I used a different type of wool in the video, but it doesn't change the way you're gonna do it. So depending on which wool you are going to use and which wool you have on your hands, the longer and the bigger the scarf is gonna get. So the size is completely up to you, and the scarf does expand quickly. So let us start with 4 chains. Then 2 additional ones. Go into the third from the needle and take the thread through. Go through the second and go through, as well as the last one. And now do 6 chains. And then take the thread and go through 3 loops. Then 4 chains. Take the thread through all of the loops now and then do 2 chains. Out of each of the 4 chains we take a new stitch. This one we skip, and out of the following 4 we take again 4 new stitches. Into the next one, both loops, take the thread and again do 6 chains. There we go. Then take the thread through 5 loops and again do 4 chains. Take the thread through 5 loops and do again 4 chains and go through the last 2 loops. Two chains and out of each of the 4 chains. So let's count together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Through and take 1 loop out of each. This one we skip, and then again out of the 4 we do again a new stitch per each. Out of these 4 as well, 4 new ones of course, and after that through the both loops, take the thread through and again do 6 chains. Take the thread and go through 5, 4 and go through 5, again 4 and go through 5 loops, 4 and finish, 2 chains and 4 loops, these we skip, we do again 4, skip and again 4, again skip, and out of these at the end we start the first loop, four, and at the 5th we go through both loops, then again 6 and go through 5, again 4 and go through 5 and one more time, and again, four, and then finish the last 2, and then you can nicely see how the triangle shape is forming. So I finished a couple of rows and you see how wide it gets really quickly. So symmetrically on both the left and the right side, my needle got its line since I had too many stitches to fit onto just the needle. So I wanted to show you one more row so that we can do it together to make sure you know what you do when you get to here. So on the right side, you always do 2 extra chains, and then out of these chains on the bottom, you start 4 new stitches. Out of each next one. So you see that we actually get 5 of these from each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that we can start out of. So we always skip the first stitch and then we do the 4 out of the top sections of the leftover 4 chains. So this is done so that we get a bit lighter pattern. If we did it through the whole chain, it would have been a lot tighter. So just make sure to skip the first one because the first one is always a bit tighter. Skipping that one makes everything a bit easier and looser. So I'm gonna continue from here, and when I reach the last stitch, so stay with me, we're just gonna get to it. So here we want the pattern to stay loose, like up to here. So here we are now, so go into the last one, for the first one that comes up. And do 3, 4, and 5th you do by going through both loops, taking the thread and start with 6 chains, and this is pretty much the whole pattern, so this keeps repeating, and that's how you get a lovely triangle shaped scarf. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to shoot a thumbs up, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video.